How's it going, and welcome back to YouTube Investigator, the series that I rarely upload on my channel. It is sworn in when there's a topic I feel that's worthy of being covered on this channel for this specific series that never has uploads for it. Internet Inspector is the series where I usually talk about internet issues or internet topics that I believe need to be talked about, but this series is one where I cover things that I believe is extremely important to how YouTube is changing, and of course how serious issues leave a massive impact on the website itself. And the issue today that I'm speaking of is one that I believe could tarnish YouTube's reputation, not too much, but at least enough to leave a bit of a dint in the platform. I'm indeed talking about the recent issues with Shane Dawson and his YouTube career plummeting as a result of horrible accusations against him. Right off the bat, the biggest PR issue for YouTube with this was them putting his apology #1 on trending. This is a huge disaster for YouTube, as it shows that they have full confidence in him no matter what, which is a terrible thing to have when they don't know if someone is shady or not. For the record, I'm not the best person to be talking about Shane Dawson just because I've had a long time bias against him and his content. I've always found him to be very irritating and spreading the wrong messages just because he has an extremely obnoxious persona on YouTube and his content tends to match it. However, in 2018, when he made those long videos that got critical acclaim and heaps of views about Jake Paul, Tanacon, and all kinds of things, and YouTubers across the board were praising this series, I kinda had to stop hating him as much. However, this recent issues and controversy has just shown that you can never love someone too much as a YouTuber, because you never know what they're actually like in real life and what they might be like when the cameras are off. Now, I am quickly running through this topic because I don't want to get things wrong and because I don't want to make a long-winded video about something that is very fresh. I just want to cover what people are believing are the facts at the moment when it comes to this issue. So let's go through them very quickly right now with a fine-tooth comb. Now, people are only just figuring out his past creepy videos which are uploaded to his Shane Dawson TV channel. Now, that channel had hundreds of millions of views worth, but has now been taken down with all its videos. The channel is still up, but all the videos were taken down by Shane because they might have potential evidence towards him. This is a very disastrous thing to do if you're a YouTuber, to just take down all your videos. Clearly he's insecure about his past. Now, personally, I'm someone who thinks that people shouldn't be judged on their past, but when it's something like this, it's very, very cringeworthy. I hate using that word, but that's the best word I could come up with to describe this, because it's just a disaster that his past shows this. I don't understand why people haven't found this until now, but it's taken them this long to find it, and now he's getting all the hate that he was probably worrying about for years with this content being out there. Unless he was just oblivious to it being any kind of bad content. For his reputation, I guess. Now, one of the biggest videos to come out of this was an old video of him kind of doing creepy stuff. I don't want to go into detail with what he was doing, to a Willow Smith poster. The Smith family got involved on Twitter with Jaden and his mum saying all kinds of things against Shane. It was a complete mess. Shane is still yet to respond, of course, to what they've said. For me, the videos of him saying very creepy and predatory things to younger people is just the beginning, but the content for years has frustrated me. It's just so early in this controversy on YouTube to be able to pinpoint things and just slam him down for certain things, because nothing is completely 100% proven. Of course, these videos that have been uploaded are concrete proof that he does say weird things to younger kids, like asking a young girl if she bleeds or not, which is just very messed up for a YouTuber with a young fan base to say in general. His fan base is impressionable, and there's a lot of them that are probably not going to want to believe that he said all these things, even though there's concrete evidence. All I can say is you've got to believe the evidence and the truth behind this, and not what people are trying to feed to you all at once, because that's what the media does. It just feeds a bunch of information to people and expects everyone to believe all these accusations. They don't say they're true, but people take them as facts. So anytime there's facts with Shane saying something in one of his old videos that you might think is really uncomfortable to watch, That's the stuff you should be focusing on, and not what people are writing about him that is just accusations and opinion pieces. Now, of course, I did my previous YouTube Investigator on Susan Wojcicki. I said her name wrong many times in that previous video because it is very strange to try and pronounce her name. This video about Susan Wojcicki's antics, but I didn't care I said her name wrong because frankly I think she's a terrible CEO. I've already said that though in the previous video. But of course she met up with Shane Dawson, which leads me to believe that he is on her side completely and she has him in her good books of course, and is trying to help him with this disaster by putting him on #1 trending. Which is a terrible idea because if it all turns out that Shane Dawson is in fact a predatory person, it's a horrible look for YouTube as a platform and could spell disaster for it. I hope that doesn't happen, but it just shows even more that Susan Wojcicki has no idea what she's doing as the CEO and shouldn't be promoting people who are potentially dangerous humans. Shane has always pissed me off with his personality as a YouTuber. He's never really struck me as someone who's any kind of intelligent person. He's just been one of those people who entertains younger kids, and his personality is just frustrating. If you think I'm being homophobic, no way. I'm friends with gay people who have similar sounding voices to Shane, who are just a completely different level of intelligence to Shane. He's always struck me as someone who just really is an intelligent person and is just frustrating to listen to with his videos. His videos used to annoy me so much years ago that he was by far my least favorite YouTuber. It wasn't until he made those series on TanaCon, Jake Paul, the lies of Jake Paul, the deception of Jake Paul, whatever you can call those, where he was getting all this critical acclaim and I was just like, you know what, I'll just roll with it and I won't hate him as much. It's not that this situation has made me hate him all over again. I'm kind of over hating YouTubers, but I just think it's kind of proven all those suspicions I had about him being not a great person. Not that I'm gonna say I was the one to pick this, but I never really looked up to him as a YouTuber, obviously, because he annoyed me right from the beginning. Also, those repeated thumbnails he used to have on his Shane Dawson TV channel. Oh wait, you can't find those anymore because the whole channel's been nuked. I hope YouTube doesn't potentially go in the dumps because of this PR disaster. I hope they're okay, but it's a huge disaster for Susan Wojcicki and for YouTube itself. Before I go from this very short analysis of Shane Dawson's misconduct recently, as I said earlier in the video, I don't want to pinpoint certain things he's done because nothing's true facts yet. You never know, those videos of him saying strange things could all be taken out of context. They could all be in the context of a certain video of what not to say to younger kids. You never know. It could be all blown out of proportion. But it doesn't really seem that way, as we've all seen recently. All I can say is I'm not trying to persuade people to hate him at all just yet. I'm just trying to tell people that they should see the facts as they are and not be in denial just because they've liked his videos in the past and considered him a great YouTuber. You shouldn't look up to YouTubers as great people. You should look up to them as great content creators because you never know what they're like when the cameras stop rolling. For all you guys know, I could be a complete arsehole when the cameras stop rolling. Anyway, that's my attempt of comedy in a series that I try and keep very leveled and very serious, but I feel as if people shouldn't be in denial about creators, and I feel we should evaluate the facts about particular YouTubers over what their heart says. People should just look at factual evidence and really hone in on whether or not that's taken out of context or whether it's legit. Thank you guys very much for watching this return to YouTube Investigator. I can't tell you when another episode of this is being released because I only come out of the shadows for this series when an episode is worthy of being made. I just felt like I should cover this as Shane Dawson's a YouTuber I have hated. Hate's a strong word. I have disliked for a lot of years, and to see this happen is somewhat of a surprise, but somewhat fascinating, but is somewhat scary when it comes to YouTube potentially having a second adpocalypse, but I hope that doesn't happen, to be honest. It's a shame that he's gone from making these long-winded videos that were, albeit very, very successful, not the most incredible videos of all time in terms of quality, but they brought him on the map as a YouTuber permanently, and now to see this happen to him is a complete disaster. Thank you guys for watching. This has been a shorter Internet Inspector. I knew that it'd happen one day. YouTube Investigator, Internet Inspector, very similar titles. Thank you very much for tuning into this edition of YouTube Investigator. I will return when I feel a topic is worthy of being covered. Until then, cheers for watching, guys.